And boom, we are live. What's happening, YouTube? I hope all of your days are going better than my Monday, because as the title suggests, it ain't been too smooth. I'll give a few minutes for a few more people to chime in, and I'll tell you about my fucked up Monday. I mean, it could always get worse. So, I'll never make that statement. Couldn't get any worse than this. Yeah, it could. But it's definitely been a whole lot better than it has been so far. But I'm coming to you people from Charlotte, North Carolina at the Sunoco Recycling, which I'm sure there's maybe one of you on here that loves going to recycling places. I go to them. I wouldn't say I love it because I mean, they're trashy and there's cardboard everywhere. But usually it's just kind of hectic. All right, so we got about 30 of you in here now. What's up, Kenneth Justice? How are you, man? I know you're enjoying the football season a lot more than I am. I can't wait for the damn thing to be over with you. Honestly, it has been quite disappointing. But at least we're going to be able to end on a strong note and upset the defending national champion. Everybody thinks they're going to the playoffs, Clemson Tigers. Yeah, that'll be pretty good. The last few Thanksgiving weekends, though, I've found myself drunk and in a bad mood after that game, and Clemson has really given a whooping. Doing okay. Root for the Gamecocks. We need all the help we can get. What's up, Blair Pilgrim? That's right. Clemson is going down. But let's talk about my downward expectations that we're at right now. Here's my plan to get started at midnight, right? And I was going to Statesville and then up to Ingalls and then over to Augusta and then, sorry, Misty, I'm on a live call. Um, but here's what happened. I got up on time. I arrived at the terminal precisely when I had planned to. Was ready to rock and roll. I did a little pass through the terminal. I didn't see this truck. So I pulled into the shop. Well, walked into the shop and I didn't see my truck in there. So I walked and talked to the technician that was on duty and he informed me that, a check engine light was on as well my truck, I'd wrote it up to go into the shop, that it was being test drove. All right. So I went out there and, I waited about 10 minutes and I was thinking maybe I could go get some Waffle House. I kind of do need to fuel up because I was low on gas, in the Chevy. And I realized I'd left my wallet at home in Simpsonville. And, as far as buying stuff or whatever, I could have got by without it. I can pay with my watch or my phone or stuff like that. But as a truck driver, you got to show your ID at least once a day at these places that you go. Some of them want to make a copy of it. Most of them want you to take it out of your wallet and everything. So I thought, I got to go get it. So I drove all the way back home to Simpsonville, and my wallet was in a pair of shorts I was wearing earlier in the day before I took my nap. Yeah. So then I went back to the terminal, right? The truck was ready, and I had a load waiting on me on the yard, right? So don't have to go empty hunting. Well, I go in to get the bills ain't there. So, of course, I checked the other 9 boxes. They ain't there either. So I called dispatch to let them know. And well, what they end up telling me to do is just T-call it on the Charlotte yard. So I'm not going to the Lowe's DC where I was supposed to go and where I would get an empty to take up to Ingalls, right? No, I had to T-call it. So I searched the whole Charlotte yard when I got there for an empty trailer, and guess how many there was? Not a damn one. And I'm thinking to myself, I really need to just drive up there and let Kevin, my dispatcher, be mad at me about bobtailing in and how much of a hassle that caused. I'm like, no, I better not do that. But I know what's going to happen if I tell them. Uh, and they did. They wanted me to go to a Kia to get an empty. So I went to a Kia, in Charlotte. This was maybe 3 o'clock 3, 4 o'clock in the morning at the time, and there wasn't any empties. There's like 4 GMP trailers backed up to the dock, but they all had stuff in them. Called dispatch, so you're gonna have to wait to get one. And they said it's gonna take about an hour or so to unload it. And I said, well, I'm gonna be right outside. I guess you guys will come let me know when it's done. It's like, yeah, we'll come let you know. So I go back there and lay down, and of course I fall asleep. It's in that 5 o'clock range, which I get sleepy during that time if I hadn't slept any. And well, I wake up, it's a little after 6, so I go back inside, and he tells me that somebody done came and got one while I was sleeping. Didn't nobody knock on your door or anything? I'm like, "No." And he said, "Well, we got one. I think it's either 3 or 5." So we walk up to 3 and say, "Yeah, this is it." He took, the airline lock off. I hook up to it and pull out, and I still got to close my doors, but there's a trash truck, like dumping the dumpster thing. So I scoot on by it with the trailer, and I'm gonna get out and shut the doors and get on about my business. And well, it ain't empty. It's slap full. Like I've almost boxes were about to fall out of it, right? So I have to back up, blindside back by the trash truck to get back in the dock. I go back inside, say, "Hey, you told me the wrong trailer, but the one in 5 is empty. Can you unlock it for me?" So I back up to it, hook it, and then I look at my Qualcomm. I didn't look at it earlier, and I got a message from our operations manager that just go to the Charlotte yard. There's one you can take to Rock Hill, and then over at Fort Mills, that'll take you to Jacksonville. And I sent back, well, I already got an empty trailer now, which I wish I wouldn't have sent that, because then I got another message taking the Ingalls load off of me that I've been waiting around on the empty to go on to come over here to this place I'm at now that I've been here over an hour already to go to Hartsville, which guess how many miles that is? 81 miles. And it ain't nowhere near an interstate. I'll be getting off the interstate soon and taking some country roads to get to this other recycling place. And that's all one day this morning. Like I ain't even took a break yet. Well, I've actually logged a break here. But that's been my Monday morning, people. I hope yours is better than that, because that sucks. And my plan is I ain't seen the kids all freaking year long other than on FaceTime. And plan was to get them Wednesday, but I needed to start at midnight like I was trying to do so I could get 3 shifts in and get back like prior to noon on Wednesday so I can drive another 350 miles or however far it is to bring the kids for Thanksgiving. And I've got a funny feeling that's all screwed up now. Somebody asked, well, I know there's a lot of good stuff about trucking. You can make some money and everything, but what's the worst part about it? And my answer would be the worst part is you can't plan a damn thing. Can I get an amen or a thumbs up on that for many drivers? Because just when you think you do, bullshit just aligns and messes your plans up. It happens to me all the time. Now it's crazy when I don't give a crap about nothing. I'm just out here enjoying the road, doing whatever they need me to do, get as much out of the day as I can. Things tend to go kind of smooth on that. But when you need something to happen, or you need things to line up to get back at a certain time, that's when things get crazy. Is it just me, or is that trucking? I think it's trucking, people, because or it might be me, because it certainly happens a lot, and it's already happening today. And hell, the garage door behind this is still closed, so they hadn't started loading me. That's trucking. All right, let's check some comments, see what you guys are up to. Wishing you a wonderful Thanksgiving. Well, thanks for the wonderful wishes, Ken Justice. We got Billy Rains up in the house, and Mike Johnson's over on Clanton Road, I guess. John Crawford is with us today. What's happening, brother? Stephon Walker is saying Carolina by 10, but the actual official spread, it's over 20 points, guys. I mean, it's over 3 touchdowns that Clemson is favorite in this. And it's a noon game on Saturday. The Palmetto Bowl is what it's sometimes called. But we got Isabel Harris feeling my pain. So it's not just me. Bullshit happens to like other people. But but seriously, when hey guys, I'll do whatever you need. I'm just gonna run. Man, things go pretty good then. But soon as you need things to happen a certain way, and I hate to say that. Like I've never been one of these like I got a friend of mine that bullshit happens to this guy constantly. But he's always like proclaiming it to the universe that bullshit happens to him and everything. And I guess maybe I'm doing the same thing. Money comes easily and frequently to me. That's the aspiration I need to be saying. Instead of bullshit happens every time I don't want it to. We got another comment from Ken Justice. And I look so weird with this glare stuff. Jason Taylor saying good morning. I was almost involved in a truck and trailer accident. The pilot and Love's red light. He pulled out making a right turn. Luckily I got over and had the green light and going 60 miles an hour. Well, I'm glad nothing crazy and unexpected happened to you there, Ken Justice. He's not far from my neck of the woods, old USC soldier. Mike Johnson's giving me the heads up about not getting overloaded. That's another thing about these recycling places. Like if any of you drivers go to them and you see a like a scale, and it's a nasty looking place, all of them looks like something from fucking Mad Max or something. But go ahead and pull on the scale because they're going to want to get an empty weight from you because they're going to put as much stuff on, piles or bales of cardboard or whatever it is that they do. They can put as much on as you can. And yeah, you can roll away from some of these things overloaded. Man, that would just really put the cherry on top of the day, wouldn't it? If their scale's even right. Isabella left from Charlotte yesterday. My check engine light came on. They said run it. Sitting in Nashville now. I need to go back to Birmingham, but I'm waiting on dispatch. Waiting on dispatch. That should be a country trucker song right there. Yeah, but my check engine light with coming on. I'm not going to go all into detail about that story, but I was planning on making a vlog, right? And there's more bullshit that's happened since I woke up. But I was gonna make a vlog over these next few days, right? I don't know if you guys saw my video from the studio that I uploaded yesterday. But I got up this morning, I was making coffee and I was filming, the French press and blending, little shots of it and the kettle whistling and all that. And at home I've got a blender, to put the butter and the coconut oil. And I revved it up a few times, just getting, extra shots and angles. And then I've actually got video of this happening. I heard a poof, a noise, and coffee started going all over the counter. And this was going to be a great cup of coffee. I mean, a delicious cup of coffee. I did it perfect, right amount of butter and everything, etc. Oh, it's going to be good. But the bottom of the blender cracked or whatever, and everything in the blender fell out all over the counter. So I had to throw my blender away and clean all that shit up and not have coffee. But I did make some coffee up, but I use like black coffee and put a little hazelnut creamer on it because I couldn't do the bulletproofing after that. And then that whole other debacle of trucking shop, wallet at home, having to go back, paperwork missing. So T called instead of doing a drop where I could get an empty. So then I have to find an empty. So I go to IKEA. And now I'm at the recycling place right now. Every scenario besides my current one would have been better than this. I wish I wouldn't have said nothing. And that message about, one going to Florida after delivering a kind of a local one in Rock Hill, which would have been dropping hooks. So I mean that would have been easy peasy. Came in at like a few minutes after 6. Soon as the operations guy came in at 6, but I was back there sleeping. Yeah. I laid down waiting on a knock on the door or a phone to ring or something like that. But the Qualcomm went off. but I missed it. So at the same time, on my situation, I can't. Well, I mean, it ain't gonna do me any good to, and really justifiably, I can't just point fingers at everyone else in the world and not at myself because I played a role. Now, I did not leave the damn paperwork for, the trailer I took up to. Well, I was gonna take to Statesville. That was somebody else. But yeah. Anybody else got anything? The way you can tell the mechanics what the code is, most are around $30 to $50. I don't know what you're talking about there, Ken. I guess I missed a previous comment from somebody. Oh yeah, talking about figuring out what the codes are. This thing will tell you. Well, I mean, it won't tell you what all the details of the codes are, but it has a little thing you can bump over that gives you a description of the alerts that's come up anyway. Why don't we take it to the back? It's not as much going on back here as once upon a time. No movie posters behind me. It's pretty plain. But I did bring my vlogging camera out here. It seemed like it's brought me bad luck because everything's been pretty crappy since I said, I'm going to make a vlog. And it does. And I tell you, the times I just leave the laptop, leave the camera, I've kind of enjoyed it. It's it seems to go smoother. As soon as you start breaking out cameras and tripods and anything, trucks start coming out of nowhere, and it's kind of a hassle. But I didn't go live just to bitch, or maybe I did. I don't know. Oh, you like my studio setup? Thank you. It's a work in progress, man. It's not exactly what I want yet, but it's coming along bit by bit. We went out and did a little shopping yesterday at this store called At Home and got some pictures to stick up because we're not. I wouldn't call us fully furnished in every room right now. There's some bare spots. No, I hadn't set up the green screen yet. The studio that I have, it's connected to my bedroom and it's over the garage and it's like right at the exterior of the garage pointing towards the driveway. So it's a little weird shaped. It's got this whole thing like this. I'm bumping my head on the ceiling of it like all the time, but I can't get the green screen up against the wall. I have to bring it out to almost center in there. And that's not I need more room than that. I've got the green screen there. I hadn't set it up yet, but it'll probably be I'll have to go downstairs and set that up or maybe in my room. I'm sure that'll be coming soon. I just hadn't did that yet. Just the studio, it's not big enough and shaped right where I could have green screen on one side and like desk studio, kind of set up something that looks cool visually on the other. That would be ideal, but that's not what I've got right now. But I'm sure I will continue to tweak it and tweak it. But we got people dropping like flies. We did have over 50. Now we're down to 40. Maybe that's a sign that this isn't interesting anymore. Hey, but I appreciate everybody tuning in on this Monday morning to hear about my messed up Monday. Hope you guys is going a little better than mine is so far, but don't worry about me. The law of average is going to flip and things are going to start to be awesome. Hey, but I'll see you next time. But until then, be safe out there and keep on trucking.